Friday, coaster people. Welcome back to Roller Coasting with Raven. Today, we're going to Cedar Point for their Halloweekends event. Park hours today are 11 to midnight, but we are getting in with early entry today. So, let's get going.
The beginnings of my day at Cedar Point usually start the same exact way every time that I get there. I usually arrive 15-20 minutes before early entry, park in the Prestige Pass lot, and then head over to the front gates so I can get through security and be lining up before early entry starts. We always head over to the Pagoda, which is right across from the Sky Ride and Valraven, and grab our fast lanes in the morning. There's usually no line over there. And then we head over to Siren's Curse, which was a fantastic ride. There is immaculate theming. I really love the tilt element because you can't find that really anywhere else in the US yet. But overall, I really enjoyed the ride. I love the onboard audio, the tilt aspect, and honestly, it had a pretty good layout even though it was pretty short. I love just taking a moment and appreciating the views, especially when they have the Sky Ride running. It's really gorgeous. My favorite drink stand is also right below the Sky Ride, which is really convenient. You've got soft drinks and ices there, and if you go in the morning, it's not too crowded. For Halloweekends, they always have a rides graveyard right by Corkscrew, and Snake River Falls was added this year. My hate for that ride is large, and it lives on forever. The one time that I rode Snake River Falls, I got absolutely drenched and then immediately had to go back home. Top Thrill 2 is one of my favorite rides at Cedar Point. I know a lot of people consider the launch to not be intense enough, and yeah, it isn't as intense as it used to be, but the LSMs have made it quite a bit more reliable. I really like the back row of Top Thrill 2 and getting whipped over the top at 420 feet in the air. I love the backwards launch going 100 miles an hour. I also really love the views in the front row. Frontier Town is one of my favorite areas of the park because it has Maverick and Steel Vengeance. Those are two of my favorite coasters. Love the Old West theme. In fall, I just think it is totally unmatched. So I just wanted to touch base. We've been here for like almost 3 hours at this point. We've been taking it really slow today. We went to Siren's Curse with a couple of new coaster friends. I'll be sure to link their stuff down below if you want to check out some theme park content that is not Raven. We've also ridden Top Thrill 2 this morning, had a little bit of a maintenance delay, but we ate at Farmhouse, aka the best place to eat. And now we're probably going to go get on Steel Vengeance. It's been a really beautiful day, nice weather, all that jazz, so great time. Even though there's always plenty of new coasters popping up all over the park, I love Cedar Creek Mine Ride. It's a classic aero mine train, and even though it's not the fastest thing in the world, the craziest thing in the world, it is something that the whole family can enjoy. The views over the lake are really cute, and you get some awesome views of the train as well. Steel Vengeance is one of my favorite coasters of all times. It used to be my favorite coaster before Velocicoaster took it over at the beginning of 2025, but is still sitting at a solid number 2 on my list. The layout is so strong. I mean, you could have 2/3 of the layout and I would still be happy and think that it was a nice length of coaster. But that final third is just like icing on the cake. It is insane, the perfect amount of floater and ejector airtime, and my favorite seat on this thing is 12 left. Now, make sure that you get here early, especially if it's a weekend, because Steel Vengeance does draw quite the crowd, but if you work from the back of the park towards the front, you aren't going to have to fight the crowds at the front of the park for Gatekeeper, Valraven, Raptor, and then you can get to those later once people have moved to the back of the park. Maverick is a lot of fun. I really like all seats on this coaster. The launches are snappy, and I remember when I was first looking at this coaster online, seeing its stats, and I was like, oh, it can't be too crazy, right? But no, it totally was. Pumpkin Hollow is one of my favorite spots to go in the daytime at Cedar Point at Halloweekends because you get perfect views of the pumpkins. They set up from like Magnum Gate all the way to Corkscrew in that area. So if you pass by Top Thrill 2, there's a bunch of different displays over there, and I highly recommend you check it out. They've got new things going up every year. Checking back in, we have had a lovely day here at Cedar Point, albeit a little bit crowded. We've gotten in Maverick, Steel Vengeance. Now we're just kind of sitting around in the VIP lounge. I think it's a really great investment if you go to the park a lot because you get really great views of the coasters, like what I've been showing off of Millennium Force and Rougarou, Top Thrill 2. You can see a lot from here. But anyway, we're just going to continue our day, maybe keep resting for a little bit, and meet up with some coastering pals. I don't think a trip to Cedar Point is complete without a walk on the beach. Now, one of my favorite ways to do this is walk out of the Magnum XL 200 gate and then walk past the water park and Hotel Breakers, and there is public access to the beach back there that you get with your admission to Cedar Point. It's a cute little trail. You can take some time to be out on the lake. The day was really cold when we were there, so we did not get in the water, but you totally could during the summer. They also have volleyball on the beach, cornhole boards, a little bar across from Hotel Breakers right there on the beach, and sometimes they're playing live music with cover bands and stuff. So 10 out of 10, would recommend checking this out. You also get some really great views of the coasters like Magnum, Gatekeeper, Wild Mouse, everything that's on that main drag. I love a park with a good sky ride. That's probably my favorite non-coaster ride. Comment down below, what is your favorite non-roller coaster ride at a theme park? It's either those for me or maybe a carousel. The boardwalk at Golden Hour is seriously unmatched. Like, wow. Valraven is still one of my favorite dive coasters, especially at night. You get some fantastic views from the top right before the drop. After Valraven, we headed over to Siren's Curse, but oh my goodness, the fast lane and the regular line was super long and super slow, so we decided we were going to get out of line and check out the rest of the park. There are some very cute new pumpkins over by Millennium Force in the VIP area, and we hopped in line for a Millie Night ride. After that, we attempted to get in line for Top Thrill 2, but almost as soon as we got over there, there was a maintenance delay. They were sending trains for like 40 minutes. And finally, we decided that we were just going to call it a night because we'd been at the park the last 2 days and decided whatever we wanted to grab, we could grab the next day on our way out. Of course, we had to enjoy one last ride on the backwards carousel. That's right, they make the carousel go backwards at Halloweekends and play special Halloween-themed music. So, per my usual, I forgot to round out this vlog, but I just wanted to give some of my final thoughts before I wrap this thing up. So, Siren's Curse, it was my first time experiencing this visit, and it definitely did not disappoint. Now, I've heard people saying, oh, this is in my top 10, this is in my top 20. Maybe it is to them, but it's just not that up to the hype, but I will say it's very good. It has great onboard audio, great theming, great light package at night, and overall, it's just a great full package type of deal. I really enjoy Halloweekends as a whole, and I love the trips when I get to come up on Thursday nights. They're only open from 6 to midnight. You can get a ton of rides in. Like, we went up on Thursday night and came back Sunday after spending a couple of hours at the park. Really, Thursday night was the day that we got the most rides out of all of them. Even though we had some 12, 13-hour days while we were at Cedar Point. At 6 hours, you can really pack a lot in, especially if you have fast lane. It's super duper easy to lap everything. That is one tip that I cannot recommend enough, going Thursday nights of Halloweekends to Cedar Point. Kind of sad that we've only gotten to visit twice this year, and this was our last visit of the year. But I've got plenty of other great trip plans coming up in 2025, as well as the beginning of 2026. I've already started planning. So if you enjoy theme park content, roller coasters, all that sort of stuff, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so that you don't miss a single drop. I'll see you next Friday, coaster people. Bye!